the smokestacks shuddered and then toppled. The starboard smokestack fell backward into the 30-foot wide hole blasted into the steamer. The port smokestack fell forward onto the crowded forward section of the upper deck, hitting the steamboat's bell as it fell. Fortunately, the sturdy railings around the two openings of the main stairway prevented the upper deck from crushing down completely onto the middle deck. The men located around the two openings quickly crawled under the wreckage and down the main stairs. Further back, the collapsing decks formed a slope that led down into the exposed furnace boxes. The broken wood caught fire and turned the remaining superstructure into a raging inferno. Survivors panicked and raced for the safety of the water. Already weak from their imprisonment, however, many eventually ran out of strength and began to cling to one another. Whole groups went down together. The entire midsection was awash with flames being blown sternward by the wind. Within 20 minutes, nearly the whole of the Sultana was in flames. As the steamboat burned, and with few life preservers or lifeboats available, most of those who survived the blast were forced to jump into the wide, flood-swollen waters of the Mississippi. The river current scattered the survivors along both sides of the Mississippi and carried many downstream. Some managed to swim to shore. Others held on to bits of flotsam until they reached dry land or caught a hold of semi-submerged trees, allowing them to find refuge in their branches. As Ohioan J.S. Cook stated, the choice was between drowning and burning to death. All was confusion, attested an Ohio man, William H. Norton, attesting that from the lower deck he could see that men were jumping into the river by the hundreds. I saw at least 20 drown at once, said Indiana cavalryman Stephen M. Gaston. As fast as one would feel he was drowning, he would clutch at the nearest, and I believe many a bold swimmer was drowned that night who could have saved himself if alone. Once the fittings burned loose, the side paddle wheels broke away, causing the Sultana to pivot around 180 degrees. The fires reversed course and burned toward the bow, where perhaps as many as 500 people were huddled. Within minutes, all were either burned to death or cast into the water. Sultana became a burning hulk that drifted slowly downriver as those on board who, by some miracle, were still alive, struggled to survive.